Welcome back one and all, my name is Eltimar and we are going to be doing another video for our Let's Play of Torment, Tides of Numenera. Where we left off last time, we activated a clock and it magically beamed things towards these three artifacts on the ground. We're going to go interact with them and see exactly what it is they do. As you approach this device, Circus Minor is thrown into chaos. Buildings are on fire, people are screaming and running for their lives, while armored soldiers hunt them. None of them seem to pay any attention to you, though. It's some kind of vision, not reality. You glance down at the device. A series of images flit across its surface. They don't appear related to the changes around you. You see faces of other people in places, all of them familiar. Let us examine the images on the surface of the device more closely. As soon as you focus on them, you feel a warmth on your hand, or on your head where your tattoo is. The images respond to your thoughts, slowing and changing at your whim. It's something about your body that allows you to do this, which perhaps means that only you can even see the images. You immediately recognize the pictures as pieces of memory, specifically the three memories you saw back in the fathoms of your mind. Look at the memory in the underwater city. The memory is recent. Two men, both with tattoos like your own, are in an underwater city searching for something. The denizens of the city chase them from the artifact they seek and ultimately surround and capture them. As you review the memory, you get a strange feeling in your mind that you can only describe as a query. The device wants something from you. Suddenly you remember the memories in the device are possibilities, but you can lock one of the memories here, so it is the only one that displays. You don't remember what purpose that served, though. Let's check the Lush Valley one. Somehow, you know the memory is from long ago, centuries ago probably. A man and a woman, both with tattoos like your own, are surveying a lush, secluded valley, seeking an ideal location for a hidden sanctuary. City under siege? Somehow, you know this memory is ancient. It might have occurred 1,000 years ago. A man and a young girl race through the streets of Sagus Cliffs. All around them, the city is attacked by a terrible people. The Tabat, you recall. The man takes them to an ancient machine somewhere in the city, then he and the girl disappear. Let's log that one in. The images of the man and the girl are the only ones that play across the surface of this device. They run past the enemy soldiers and then disappear at the machine in an endless loop. Okay. One done. Let's try the next one. I think they have to link to their visage. A strange feeling comes over you as you approach this device, as if someone were sneaking up on you, in the corner of your eye. When you look, there is nobody there. It feels like something is different, though, but you can't put your finger on what. A series of images flit across the surface of the device. Okay. Let's check the memory of the underwater city. They're captured in an endless loop. Oh, I see, it's just the memories. Okay. So someone's behind me. I think the Lush Valley... Or no, the underwater city must be this one. Yeah. Images of two men. Yeah, that's the one we have. Let's check the third one. I don't know if I'm doing this right, but maybe. As you approach this device, Circus Minor changes around you. People are dressed differently and speak differently. Whole new structures appear, including an enormous building rising from the edge of the square. Let's do the Lush Valley one. As soon as you lock this third image, a final surge of energy arcs through the air from the device to the clock itself. The clock shines for a moment, then becomes solid, fixed in a single state. At the same time, the device in front of you goes dark. The images disappear, as does the strange view of the city's past. Well, that was really cool. Alright, let's go talk to Kazmin and Mimion again. You fixed the clock. I knew you could do it. I knew it. Or sorry, that's Kazmin. You fixed the clock. I knew you could do it. I knew it. She shoots a triumphant smile at Mimion. You must tell us what you saw. Who were those figures? Were they castoffs? What did they say? Were you able to retrieve them? Patience, Cass. We must first congratulate our guest. He turns to you. Masterfully done, revered one. A performance worthy of your sire. He bows gravely to you. You are most welcome here. He frowns. Unfortunately, your task is not entirely complete. We told you our price. That decision stands. Return when you have the knowledge you promised.
the plan?
Can I do this thing again? The machine is solid now. Each of the 3 clock faces shows a single time, though none of them point to any time measurement you understand. You lean closer to the central clock face. 3 shadowy figures still lurk within, their features almost discernible now. Suddenly, the figures surge out of the clock towards you. Intense pressure strikes your head like a steel spike, and then everything goes black. Loading screen time, apparently. Ah! Oh, what's the stairs? I can't remember the name. It's this is a famous painting where the stairs always link back to each other. It's crap.
Ready.
If you guys remember what they're called, let me know, because I can't remember what they're called. They use it in Inception as well, the idea of an infinite staircase. It's a paradoxical staircase where every level goes to the next level.
On it.
It's pretty cool. Let's talk to Camos. 3 figures stand before you. Or, sorry, the 3 figures before you are disoriented. They don't seem to notice you at first. All 3 of them have a tattoo like yours. Castoffs. What befell us? Or, sorry, it's a woman. What befell us? The woman is dressed in powerful-looking armor. Her face bears several scars, yet her eyes have the innocence of a child. Did he do something? Are we still in the clock? I do not believe so. The second figure is tall, dressed in black. His height is exaggerated further by a violet, fish-like crest on the top of his head. His large yellow eyes are squinted, scanning all around. There was a man outside the clock, but it wasn't... It was him. The third figure points at you. He is a small, wiry and tense, as though he expects danger. He carries a shield on his back. He is a castoff, he says, looking at your tattoo. Can't say I recognize him, though. Who are you? The woman steps forward. We beg your forgiveness, friend, brother. We have been through quite the trial. I am Camos. These are my friends, Deviatsu and Villain. We are castoffs like you. She looks you up and down, her brow slightly furrowed despite her kind demeanor. We were ingested into your head. I saw it. How is that possible? He eyes you suspiciously. Who are you? I am a castoff like you. I'm the latest one. The latest? She raises one eyebrow, significantly higher than the other. That's not possible. We faced the changing god mere days ago, and you are not the body he wore. I think we may have been trapped in the clock for centuries, Camos. Something about it messed with our perception. The Varjellen looks up at the ceiling, or where the ceiling would be if there was one. Time is an illusion. How long is the wrong question. It turns its enormous, bulbous eyes to you. What is this place? Where are we? Inside the clock, perhaps? Villain laughs. Oh no, believe me, perceptions or not, we spent enough time in that clock to know. The Varjellen shuts its eyes, 6 nostrils open wide as it inhales deeply. Our consciousness were ripped from our body when the changing god activated his clock. Then when you appeared, it happened again. Our minds ripped from their chronal prison. He looks to its friends. I cannot be certain, but I believe this is part of some vast mental construct. He turns to you. Your mental construct. Villain's eyes become nearly as large as the Varjellen's. What? You mean we just went from one prison to another? He grips you by the shoulders. You did this! If this is your mind, then let us out. I don't know how to get out of here. Relax, friend, brother. Whether for days or centuries, we survived that clock. We will survive this. If time is an illusion, then it is not our enemy. We will find a way. Why can't you get us out of here? Weren't you listening? We were trapped in that clock for centuries. I'm looking for a way out, believe me. But if Deviatsu says it's your mind, then it's your show. So long as we live, there is hope. One of us will find a way. I don't see a way out. The Varjellen stretches his neck, putting its face within a handspan of yours. It seems to be examining you, then says, Your mind. Only you have the power to change. What he's trying to say is that this place was created for your body, or perhaps by your body. Our sire placed within each of us unique gifts and abilities. For example, I have never heard tell of another castoff who could trap consciousnesses the way you have. She gives you a warm smile. He would not have created the space for you without also giving you a means by which to move through it. Think, what other gifts did our Creator bestow upon you? I am a jack of all trades. So am I, kid, and yet we're both still stuck here. You see, that's just one type of thing you do. It was a path you chose, not something our sire gave to you, nor a means of freedom. I chose an aspect of myself when I was born, deep in the heart of this labyrinth. Is that it? Deviatsu shakes his head. I can see what you speak of, it says. and you get a momentary impression that its eyes can see through you. That aspect describes you, just as I am Varjellen. Villain is observant. Kamos is foolish. I object to that characterization. He gives a kind chuckle. He's not wrong, and you know it. At her wounded look, he raises his hands, placatingly. It's the truth. Anyway, you've gotten us out of twice as much trouble as you get us into. The Varjellen speaks to you. These aspects are descriptors of who we are, but they are not us. That you chose your aspect says quite a lot, but I do not believe that is enough to set us free. I built a path out of a deep fathom in my mind by recovering memories that I had lost. Perhaps if there were any memories here to recover. Villain curls his lip and looks around. Maybe I just don't know what memories look like, but I don't see anything. It would seem we were in agreement, Villain. I don't think I have the ability you're talking about. You must! She looks at her companions back at you. We each have our gifts given to us by our sire for a specific purpose. His purpose, of course, but a purpose nonetheless. She presses a hand to her chest. They say, for example, that, foolish though I may be, I have 9 magical gifts of speech. That's not something I chose nor learned, but it is who he made me to be. Villain rubs his hand along the edge of his shield. I am a master of the defensive arts. Our sire learned them when he was in my body, probably built my body to excel at it. I wouldn't call it a gift, but it's me, yeah. I am one with the shadows. I live in them, I breathe them. This is not some esotery I discovered, but a unique ability our sire chose for me when he was in my body. Kemos gives me a kind smile. The gift is in you. Perhaps you've just forgotten. Our sire wouldn't have made this place for you without granting you the power to get out. Focus. Find the answer within yourself. I'm going to shut my eyes and search my memories for the ability. You rifle through your memories past everything you actually remember to those memories you didn't create yourself. There must be a key or door, anything that would help you escape this fathom of your mind. Just when you're about to give up, you find something, a cluster of sparks, nascent abilities deep within the core of your being. You sense the abilities to speak eloquently, to use a shield with a master skill, to lurk among the shadows as though they were home.
I'm ready to learn something new.
Your travels have left you more experience, allowing you to advance. Choice of improving statistics, skills, or abilities. Okay. None of these seem particularly suited to creating a path out of this place, but as you sift through them, you know that you are trapped here. Not because it is some puzzle your sire left for you to solve, but because you are not yet whole. This is another part, the last part, of deciding who you are. In completing yourself, you will be able to open a path back to the calm of your mind. Oh, we can select a focus. Oh, cool. Okay. We can get natural charisma, which gives us the ability to have better effort on persuasion, deception, and intimidation. We have nocturnal, which gives us 5% on quick fingers, deception, perception, and if we're hidden, we can do a surprise attack for extra damage. Master's defense, we can counterattack if they miss us, and we can get shield master. I'm leaning towards breathes shadows because that sounds amazing, but brandishes a silver tongue might be useful because we should probably be better at talking. Yes. Charisma it is. And there's a door opening before us. That's it, you did it! Does this mean we can go back to the real world? I don't think so, villain, but it does mean we are free, finally. He turns to you. Thank you, friend. Go. We will follow.
Yes.
And we are not out. Yes, we are. We're leaving. No, we're not. It shot us out of the void. Damn, that's cool. I must admit I did not expect that. We're going to be better at talking. Potentially better at talking. Hey, we're back in our mind again. I saw what happened. Are you alright? That thing almost killed you. How do I get back in? He shrugs. I don't know if you can, at least not until you gain more power over your mind. He puts a spectral hand on your shoulder. Don't worry. If you need to get in there, you'll find a way. Eventually. His voice is somber. The sorrow must be gathering its strength, taking spaces in your mind to keep you from reaching your full potential. I don't know why it doesn't just destroy you. Maybe the fragments aren't strong enough. Yet. It's alright though. We have more important things to do, right? Like, get that chamber fixed. I found the resonance chamber, but it's broken. Yeah, I saw that. I don't see everything you do out there in the world, but I definitely saw that. You have to find a way to fix it. How did activating the clock in the real world open that other fathom? Who knows? Maybe it triggered something within your mind, made a bridge you didn't have before. Maybe you did have a bridge once, but you lost it. What should I do now? With that chamber broken? I'm not sure. We need to find someone who can fix it. The chamber is our only hope. Without it... Ellipses. Could other fathoms open like that? Maybe. You've already made a lot of changes to this place. At this point, nothing would surprise me. Is there anything to do while I'm here? You mean apart from the cabaret acts, distilleries, and endless adventure just behind the next wrinkle in your mind? He jabs you in the arm with his elbow. Ha! And if you believe that, sorry, but it's your mind. There's nothing like that here. I've looked. Still, you've changed the place plenty already. I wouldn't be surprised if something showed up here eventually. If this is my mind, why don't I remember this place? I told you as much as I know. It's your mind, and that means you're in control. You just need to figure out how to unlock its secrets. I don't know how, but I think the resonance chamber will do that for us. It will unite us, make us whole again. How do I get back this time? The portal's still there. I don't see why it wouldn't work twice. Well, I think I'm ready to go. Is there anything else in this place that I should look at? Oh, that portal. The portal has collapsed into this tiny pulsating sphere. Something about it strikes you as angry, as though you'd be hard pressed to say why. This is broken. The sorrow shattered the mirror leading back to the dark fathom. Glass shards hiss when you touch them.
I'm going.
The swirling depths flicker with mysteries and powers you cannot define.
Yes.
We're leaving the portal area again. Going back to the real world. That was kind of cool. We got a new thing. We can level up, I think. We should probably level up. How do I level up? I'm going to press the button. Spend your experience points by pressing plus next to your experience meter on the side of the screen. You can choose between 4 advancement steps. When you gain all 4 steps, you will increase your tier, unlocking the new selection of abilities and other bonuses. Oh, we can choose... Oh, 1 option per tier. Okay, interesting. Let's get an extra... Do we want to do... effort? No. Stats? Possibly. Ability or... Let's go with ability or skill. Ooh, we can only choose one. Ability or skill. Skill. We're gonna take anamnesis. Anamnesis? God, I hate that word, but I'm gonna take it again anyways.
I've learned something new.
Cool. We are up a level. No one else in our group is up a level, unfortunately. They kind of just suck. But we have done that now. Let's tab. There's a Phileus. He looks weird. A creature floats before you, hidden inside the bulk of his armor? Cloth robes? Unmoving and unmoved by your presence. Exactly who or what this thing is, man or machine, mutant or monster, is impossible to discern. Its glass face reveals nothing to you but your reflection. Its mechanical voice reveals nothing at all. You recall that this creature is known as a Phileus. Phileus? But you don't know anything about them. Exquisite, the Phileus grates. In greeting, perhaps, or perhaps lost in its own inscrutable thoughts. Why, thank you, he replies. The Phileus does not acknowledge his quip or even its existence in any way. You are exquisite as well. A sound like the grinding of drit-filled gears is the only response from the thing. For a moment that stretches uncomfortably, you feel the cold scrutiny of the Phileus upon you. At last it speaks again. The sun cannot warm the vastness between the worlds. The Phileus' implacable glass gaze bores through your skin and sees more than others do, and it seems to be seeking something from you. Tell me about yourself. I'm going to use all the things, 85%. We need to find a place to sleep. The Avatrol whistles while it runs, a fearful sound, perhaps even for the Avatrol. Apparently this is what passes for effusiveness in a Phileus. Please, tell me about yourself in a way that I can understand. No. Do you know anything about the sorrow, about the resonance chamber built by the changing god? The silence lingers long until at last the Phileus speaks. I know it shall be 3. I know the first cannot be trusted. I know one changes as you change. I know they seek an undoing. Its glass face storms, but the Phileus says no more. What do you want from me? The Phileus ponders silently until at last it asks, when you faced quarrel, why did you not step first with your left foot? I assume it placed me in a better position. The Phileus accepts your answer in silence, then after a long pause it replies, in his vault the Cloven One reads from his great book to his disciples. He sleeps and awakens and has forgotten his place in the grimoire. He begins anew. The book is part of him. He has no legs and takes no steps. It is his own self from which he reads. It is his own self that is incomplete. It is his own self that binds him to the vault of his own mind. Allegern steps towards the Phileus. You speak of Dinanuk? The one who sits in the waters between worlds. You've seen him? That's the wrong voice, but that's okay. The Phileus whirs and rumbles, then lowers his head, perhaps in negation, perhaps in acknowledgement. Allegern growls in frustration. What more do you want from me? When the Phileus answers at last, its mechanical voice seems to creak. You did not accept your fall. When you are served the bitter root, will you eat? Yes. The Phileus is silent, showing neither satisfaction nor dismay at your response. Do you have more questions for me? Its words so rushed they almost jumble together. The Phileus asks, when you stood in the place of shifting floors, which way did your shadow fall? Oh man, I don't remember. I think it fell beside me. A long rumble echoes from inside the Phileus robes, changing at last to words. In the village of Thorn it is written, the eremite Alagaizer descended deep into the darkness, for he cannot bear to see his shadow. Do you still have more questions? No. You've been following me. In memory, cause follows effect. In rain, the colors run. A long rumble suggests that the Phileus has more to say, but nothing emerges. Why are you so interested in my choices? In its slow rumble, the Phileus replies, they are not yours. What questions do you mean? What do you want? I didn't know it had a rumble. Yes. The single flat word lingers in the air until the Phileus adds, what is the answer? You want to know if I'm drawing the sorrow to this place. The Phileus accepts your answer silently, giving no clue as to what passes within its impervious robes behind its impenetrable mask. At last the thing replies, the world has died 1,000 deaths. There is a pebble in your left shoe. You shake the pebble loose, having gotten something, at least from the conversation. As you step away, the Phileus swivels to keep its glass face trained upon you.
On it.
Okay, Phileus, you are creepy and weird. Beliazar! We're almost done in this place, I think. We can almost move to the next area. This thin, fidgeting Aeon priest shoots its furtive sidelong glances at the creature in the nearby cage, while humming a nonchalant tune. When he sees you're watching him, he flinches. Over the course of a few frantic breaths, shock becomes embarrassed anger, and he opens his mouth to shout at you. Then he spots Allegern at your side and sneers. Oh, look. You found someone to chase shadows with, Allegern. How much are you paying him to pretend your blather makes sense? He spits at your companion's feet. Allegern raises his eyebrow at the splatter of wet dirt. It's nice to be famous. Not that you know, because I sure as hell don't know you. He smirks in your direction. Typical order of truth acolyte here, treating tasty gossip as evidence. Doesn't matter if something's true as long as it's interesting. Maybe they should call it the Order of Trust? Allegern barks a laugh. Maybe. Most of them sure as hell aren't chasing the truth anymore. You turn back to Beliazar. The young priest is regarding both of you sourly. What do you know of the creature over there? What? Belial says, jumping. Then he takes a breath and struggles to sound offhand. It's a Nishthemeron. That's a really hard word. A biomechanical creature. An information gatherer, in fact. He seems to calm down as he warms to the topic. They're dangerous, though. You can only speak to them at night. During daylight, they'll attack without provocation. Ah, good to know. Attacks without thinking, huh? Allegern says, smiling at Beliazar. You're practically twins. You're planning something, aren't you? Beliazar weighs the intent of your words with narrowed eyes. Are you with the Order of Truth or just snooping? I'm a friend of the Order. Maybe I can help you with whatever you're trying to do. We're gonna use someone else, because, we can only get up to 65. We can get up to 85 with him, or 100 with him. Or just straight up 90. 90 is good enough for me. Really? You can see the doubt on his face, but it quickly gives way to relief. I thought they would have sent someone by now, but you'll have to suffice. I'm working on something dangerous and important. Beliazar glances around the plaza as if looking for spies, then beckons you to him. I have a device, he says in a hoarse whisper that can probably be heard from meters away. If someone can get close enough to affix it to the creature's cage, it will activate and teleport the Numenera to the Reef of Fallen Worlds, he snickers and rubs his hand together. And then you'll study it? In a manner of speaking. Biomechanical organisms fascinate me, and Numenerons doubly so. I've never gotten to examine one up close, so... He lowers his voice. I want you to teleport the creature out of its cage, kill it, and bring me the, memory organ. Alright, give me the device, I'll see what I can do.
I'll remember that.
Here it is, he says, handing it over and nervously licking his lips. Be very, very careful. I don't have another one. Don't drop it. Let's quick save. This thing looks dangerous, though. We're going to affix Beliazar's device to the panel. That is not good odds. 70%? Oh, you made it. Whew.
I'll remember that.
You place Beliazar's trinket on the cage near the worn panel. Legs extrude from it, molding themselves to the shape and texture of the cage's materials, and lights flicker up and down its length. You back away from the cage slowly as the lights gain speed and duration. The lights show on the cage ends as suddenly as it started, but the Numenera inside begins to glow. Its skin's colors sliding across the spectrum, and it dissolves from the outside in, unraveling. An audible pop accompanies its disappearance into the air, as the air rushes in to fill the place where it existed, and Kanadi's head snaps around at the noise. He rushes over, followed closely by his partner. What happened here? What did you do? His hand snaps out faster than you believe possible and snatches your collar. Where did the Numenera go? Let's not be hasty, Kanadu. I'm sure there's a reasonable explanation for this. He shoots you a measured look, full of meaning. I would hope that our friend here can provide it. I didn't see what happened. You didn't see, even though you're standing right here, even though you've been mooning around the cage? You'll have a hard time convincing anyone of that. That's right, I didn't see anything. Be that as it may, someone figured out a way to release an incredibly dangerous creature. I can only hope that someone has an idea where he's gone, because our former guest is a creature of pure destruction, and someone just let him go. I only hope there aren't any innocents near his destination, because that blood spilt is now someone's fault. He turns a despairing gaze towards his partner. If the cage can't hold a Numenera, it can't hold a god. Decades of work, centuries, for nothing. He looks at you and shakes his head in disgust. You're no explorer, you're an adventurer, too stupid to realize when something should be left alone. So you keep poking and prodding, and suddenly you're surprised when it explodes in your face. Your type never lasts long, especially when you don't see anything. His voice becomes a sneer as he mimics you. Nothing. You've just discovered a weakness in the cage. That's good news if you believe in knowledge. The glaive is too angry to speak, but his partner nods at you and places a hand on his friend's shoulder. It's not so bad as all that, Kanadu. At least we've learned something. Exposed a weakness, yes, even if it's not quite the way we wanted to find out. Perhaps we owe something of gratitude. He laughs, but maybe that gratitude comes with time. Right now, I'm furious. The two of them began packing their gear wordlessly and efficiently. El Ginto weighs a coin purse and shakes his head when Kanadu looks at him. As the two pass, Kanadu looks like he's about to add something. He thinks better of it, laughs to himself, and spits at your feet as they pass by. So we released an incredibly dangerous creature, and we are also
I'm ready.
Not probably of high enough level to go fight it. Now, we need to find a place to rest. That is fairly important. We're running out of skills. The Genocide? That sounds amazing. I want to talk to him. His name is literally the Genocide. But it's going to have to be in the next video because we are out of time. Ooh, I have a hiccup. Out of time. Like always, if you have any suggestions or comments, please leave them below. Otherwise, I'll see you guys next time. This probably will be my last video before I leave for vacation, sadly, so I hope you guys have enjoyed them. I at least gave you something to remember me by on the next couple weeks when I go on a trip to the Philippines. So, like always, if you have any suggestions or comments, please leave them below. Take care, everyone, and I'll see you guys in approximately 2 weeks.